Long before cities. Before fire. Before language, we were not yet human, we stood on the edge of becoming, but had not yet arrived. 3 million years ago, Earth was wild, raw, and dangerous, and deep in the forests and savannas of Africa. Something stirred. This is the story of life before we became human, the forgotten chapter of evolution. The Earth 3 million years ago was familiar, but alien. Ice caps pulsed across the poles, the Sahara was green, forests stretched across what is now desert, in the skies, giant birds ruled, on land, saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, and early elephants known as gomphotheres roamed free, but in the shadows of this world. An upright ape had begun to watch the stars. Her name, as we know her today, was Australopithecus afarensis. You might know her better as Lucy. She stood just over 3 feet tall, walked upright, but still climbed trees with ease. Her hands were not yet built for tools, but for holding onto branches, and her children. Lucy's world was full of predators. She had no fire, no weapons, no tribe, but she had eyes. Curious, intelligent eyes, and she was learning to remember. 3 million years ago, fire was still a god we hadn't met. Nights were terrifying, full of cold winds and howls in the dark. Lightning sometimes struck trees, and flames would dance for hours, but our ancestors couldn't keep that fire, not yet. They watched. They feared. They remembered, and slowly, across hundreds of generations, they began to understand that the world itself could be shaped. We often measure evolution in tools, but before tools came thought. These early hominins began to track patterns, when fruit ripened, where water appeared after rain, how animals moved across the land. This was an instinct, it was the beginning of memory, and with memory came story. Imagine sitting with your group beneath a starlit African sky, no language, but emotion, no stories, but feelings. You hold your infant close as eyes glint from the dark forest beyond. You are not yet human, but you feel love. You feel terror. You feel connection, and maybe that's what it meant to begin. So what was life like before we became human? It was survival, yes, but it was also becoming, the mind awakening. The world being remembered. We did not invent fire yet, but we watched it dance. We did not speak yet, but we held each other, and in that quiet, unrecorded time, the seed of everything we are was planted. Subscribe to Hidden Lore to explore the lost past, the myths behind science, and the human journey through time.